Today is the day of grand celebrations, my friends. We are in a new year, and with that I want to share my good intentions. With these being the annihilation of Outlast. What? You thought I was going to be cheerful and positive? Nah, I will break the Outlast franchise, punish Red Barrels for their transgressions, and stand atop the mountain of skulls left in my wake. During my time making Outlast tribute videos, I have learned one golden rule. If you're playing to record footage, some crazy game-breaking shit will happen. And that's without trying. Now I will intentionally try to break as many things that I can. And it's not to shit on the devs, I could never, but it's just to have a good time. Not a single thing in this video is to spread malice or hate, but to show just how easy it is to break something if you just poke it hard enough. Or are lucky and the game just breaks at random. For Outlast 1 I will go over each enemy encounter to look for a way to break it, starting where most things start, with Chris introducing my skull to the concept of gravity. Now his first encounter is rather simple, so simple in fact that the devs never thought that he would go to this specific hallway, which causes his AI to get stuck forever unless he is provoked. And here we see a wild Chris Walker in one of his many habitats, the hallway. Not much is going on inside his head, I'm afraid, as all the doctors could discover were the reruns of Peppa Pig Bacon Edition. Now eventually he can make it to the room connected to it if you push his buttons hard enough, but if you get stuck and you leave him alone, he will be stuck there until the heat death of the universe, or until Outlast 3 releases. Same thing really. And because we will see Chris again for a few times, I created a scoreboard for a bit of friendly competition, with me now being in the lead. Next up is the variant encounter in the basement, and despite my best efforts, this man's spirit, unlike his mind, is unbreakable. But I did discover a funny way to mess with him, a strategy I will call the loop-de-loop. By running around the same object in the dark room, the variant will after a while lose my position only to lock in on me the moment he looks around. Is it effective? Not really. Is it fun to watch, point and laugh at? Yes. Now we fast forward a bit to the first enemy section in the prison block. I experimented a bit with this inmate, I led them around, locked them up, but to no avail. But then I brought the second inmate into the mix, and after a while of running around with good timing, I got what I wanted.
I tried to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it. Can't make it. The shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck! Please!
For a few seconds, they were useless as they tried to get past each other, and that's good enough for me. After that came my second run-in with Chris, and no matter how far I ran or in how many corners I wedged myself, I couldn't seem to break him this time. I could mess with him a bit by entering and exiting the progression gap, but that doesn't really count now, does it? The same thing happened with Chris 3 in the sewers, as he refused to get stuck on anything. With Chris 4, the same thing happened as well, but there isn't really anything to get stuck on here. I could break the world physics here by using the water boost strat, but sadly it didn't break Chris, with the score now being 1-3 in his favor. Nothing I can come back from. Now onto the male ward chase. My first instinct was to run past the two enemies back to the vent, and yes, this works. You are now completely safe as they now can't reach you. Now I was already pretty happy with that, but after scrolling my way back in, I remembered the other vent and I thought, why not? It's not that anything in the vent has changed or anything, right? So I entered and was suddenly greeted with a wall inside the vent. Huh, I went through it and oh god, I don't think this is part of the building anymore, guys. Oh god, no! Ah! So after a forced reload to prevent Miles being forever lost to the abyss, I discovered another way to break their minds, using the high ground. I brought peace, freedom, and security to my new asylum. As long as you are elevated high enough on any random object that you can walk on or can jump on, the enemies can't reach you, and you can assert your dominance on them with them being unable to do anything about it. That's the way in my book. Now Trager is a bit of a special case as he is already broken to begin with. His walking animation that is, but with him I discovered a new way of breaking something. And with breaking I mean being completely safe in a manner so silly that the enemy AI can't attack me. Introducing the toilet strat. Where you just sit on top of the toilet stall and watch how he can reach you. I also noticed that after grabbing the key to the elevator he starts to dip instead of following you to get ready for his death. Which I found weird, understandable, but weird. Chris is back again, and despite my best efforts I couldn't get him stuck anywhere. courtyard, where the only thing that is there being the Walrider, which he can still mess with a bit. There are little Walrider moments in the courtyard, one after crossing this threshold. And one after grabbing the key. You can actually trigger the first moment a second time after grabbing the key. Sadly, you can't keep triggering it, thereby making the Walrider a prisoner, but it was fun while it lasted. Chris is back again. Can you guess where this is going? The female ward. I never liked this place, it's too unpredictable. I tried the same trick for the prison inmates on the fuse inmates, but it didn't really work, too much room. So instead I moved on to the inmate who chases you after getting the key to progress. And I discovered that for some reason he doesn't want to follow you into the basement. Just straight up refuses. It even caused him to Garo slide away for a few seconds. Which is enough in my book. I already broke one of the twins in the door video, so I just kept them. And the last thing in the female ward is the chase after you retrieve the camera. And I did manage to bamboozle the pursuers by standing on some furniture, with some of them deciding that the best course of action is to run to the other side of the wall. Not a total break, but a funny one nonetheless. Oh hey, Chris, what's up? I did try the toilet strat on him, but unlike Trager, his girth allows him to still hit me, so that's a bust. Fast forward a bit to after the death of Father Martin, and look who has arrived to bask in his victory. Chris fucking Walker, for fuck's sake. Now in the labs, it's time to focus on the Walrider. Right after Chris tries to gloat and bask in all of his victories over me, unfortunately for him, he forgets that history is written by the living instead of the dead. So after breaking Chris in every section that he appeared in throughout the entire game, which was really easy to do because he never stood a chance, it is time for the Walrider. The first thing that I tried on it was the toilet strat. I thought it wouldn't work on it, seeing how it could easily go through... Why isn't it entering through the toilet door? Toilet doors, yes, it's so fucking obvious. I never tested toilet doors. My research is incomplete. How could I have been so foolish? And now that I have it here, allow me to share another tidbit with you all. The Walrider can talk. Well, talk is a bit of a stretch. It can make noise that sounds a bit like Chris. It could be that Chris's soul is now trapped inside the Walrider, unable to move on to the afterlife. Or it could also be because he and the Walrider share a model. The first reason sounds more logical if you ask me. But hey, whatever floats your boat. I tested another bathroom and there the Walrider does go under them without a problem. A weird inconsistency. But then something weird happened when I was balancing on the toilet stalls. In a force of habit, I released my hold on the crouch key, and I stood up. I stood up. And when I realized this, I actually looked around. I don't think that the ceiling is working anymore, guys. Oh hey, I can see Wordikey from here. After gazing into the abyss again, there wasn't really anything else to do. I did once get the Walrider stuck in the doorway leading up to the rest of the labs. But the better form of wording is that it got itself stuck, so I wasn't able to replicate it. And yeah, that joke from the door video, that was just the Walrider AI having an aneurysm. I didn't even plan that joke, I just wanted some footage of the Walrider going under a door, and I just happened to contemplate life for almost a minute. Now during your final chase you can do a bit of trolling by jumping the gap here, thereby making the Walrider spawn at the other side, just so that you can jump back. Now you are safe to chill out in the lab, you can hang out with the locals. What do you mean Whitehorn Petroleum doesn't exist? Stare at the Billy Soul for a bit.
Fuck you.
Catch up on some reading.
Pardon my delay. I was catching up on some reading.
Watch some home movies. And by the time I got back, it fucked off, just straight up despawned. Only to respawn again after a certain trigger point. Now after fighting the force of gravity, you can jump back again to the other side. But there isn't really anything to do and the Walrider thick cheeks prevented me from climbing back up. So after all that bullshit, we're still not done because Whistleblower exists. So Frank is up next. I couldn't really get him stuck anywhere, but my fucking around did end up in me discovering the phenomenon that I like to call the Invisible Frank. Where he kills me without even being in the animation, or perhaps he has been granted psychic powers by the morphogenic engine. In one of his sections, I discovered that he just straight up despawns when you enter the vent duct here. Didn't even know that was there, to be honest. Only to reappear when you go where the game wants you to go. Classic Outlast stuff. I messed around on the courtyard a bit, and when I tried to jump to this hole, I got stuck. Trapped in midair. How ironic. I, in my quest to break as much as possible, ended up breaking myself. I mingled with the twins and some inmates a bit without much success. Dennis had his bolts tightened too hard this time, which means it's now time for Eddie. Most of Eddie's screen time is scripted, which means it can be easily exploited. I knew that he aggroes after going through this door, and doing this at the right time breaks him completely, going to a disadvantage point, turning into a vegetable and being completely unresponsive until you progress further into the game. Eddie has been broken! For now. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Yes, you! Are you tired of slow scripted chases? Would you like that any form of danger is just non-existent? Then I have the solution for you! Introducing Table Corners! With one use of Table Corners you can wave any form of fear goodbye, as your enemies will be trapped for as long as the universe allows it. Use it for pesky stalkers, annoying pencil pushers, and more. So what are you waiting for? Make the most important choice of your life and get Table Corners today!
Just a lunatic isn't responsible for any workplace incidents involving table corners or any other sort of harmful furniture.
Now for Outlast 2 I'm going to tackle things differently as compared to the first game. It is more stable. More stable but not perfect, so I will be limiting my coverage to only one encounter of the main threats in the game. I don't have infinite time, I got better shit to do. Blast that Peter Pan! Now let's start with Martha, by far the most broken character in the game even without trying anything, as she is best known for her art of despawning, something that the Outlast community exploits on a daily basis, to just not deal with her. But covering a well-known exploit would be boring, so instead I wanted to show how to make her completely harmless. On Stample Gate Town Square, trigger her to spawn. Make sure you let her see you entering this specific house by using the basement window. Wait a few seconds until you hear her dropping and re-engaging her chase, and then leave to the upstairs window. If you have done this correctly, and it should, I have done this multiple times by now, then you should see this. Martha is now completely broken. You are now invisible to her. Now the only thing she can do is aimlessly wander around and clip into things that are way too small for her. She can't even kill you. Yeah, where is your gut now, you fucking bitch? Oh shit, fuck! I thought you were gonna kill me!
Don't let your kids watch it!
Yeah, so just stay out of her way. You can observe her as long as you want. Even when you take the elevator up, she doesn't care. Happy days! I already joked about this in the OST video, but Lalamid just breaks during a call for help. If you stay far enough away from where you patrols but still get spotted, for some reason the game decides that the best way to kill you is as quickly as possible, which means he has to kill you as quickly as possible, which means that he hilariously speeds up just to kill you, just skate glides towards you instead of running like normal. Now for Nick and Laird I chose the section immediately after the previous one, not because I was able to break them, only managing to make them clip through a door a bit, but because I discovered, well, let's call it an oversight. Yeah, for some reason this exact sound cue plays every time you open this door. Every single goddamn time. I almost gave up before accidentally stumbling onto this because NNL seemed to be the most stable out of all of them. Good for them. I honestly didn't expect anything from Valve with only having 3 chases, but then the Outlast God smiled upon me and I knew I just received their blessing.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this? Oh, someone get him out the air.
Which motivated me to push further. In our main section there isn't really anything to get her stuck on, so I tried guiding her towards the starting gap of this area. And the moment I entered, she just bolted it like Keemstar. For some reason, the moment you enter this gap, I believe Val resets to her spawning point by running like the fucking Roadrunner. Other than that, nothing really happened. The big changes in the game prevent you from going back on yourself, and the other encounters take place in big open areas. So they did a pretty good job regarding enemy AI. But knowing these games, someone else will probably find a bug or glitch at random that escape my knowledge. And last is the Outlast Trials. And with it being Red Barrel's most recent game, you would think that any sort of bug or glitch would be removed, right? Right?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
I'll be frank with you all. It is impossible to go over this game in detail as new bugs are discovered and patched on a daily basis. I once found a bugged bouncer, a night hunter stuck in an attraction stand because he refused to break the planks that held him captive. I saw Franco phase through a door and leave his breath sound effects behind once. I can guarantee that all of us have discovered at least one funny bug in this game. And you know what? As long as we can laugh at them and make our moments in trials even more memorable, I don't see it as a negative thing. How did I do? The franchise is ruined, right? You aced it! Really? Yeah, you guys made me laugh. That was awesome. Wow, so our games are perfectly stable? Fuck no, those are some of the most unstable games I have ever seen in my fucking life, and you failed miserably! But those out-of-bound bugs, that was the funny shit. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Good night, fellas.